sometimes it takes a while to find the subject that you're looking for, even when that subject is a tree in the middle of a forest. We were in Bali on what turned out to be like the last big trip we did pre-pandemic. And with that, like, Lena wasn't sleeping particularly well just because of the heat and the humidity and the jet lag and the fact that she was a year and a half and therefore not great at traveling. And so as to be a good partner, and also just because I'm a morning person, I want to be up. Every morning I would take Lena on a walk with me out in the rice paddies. And it was kind of a win-win-win because Erica got to sleep, Lena got to do something, and I got to go take photos. It was a good way to start a day. But one of the tricky things about this as we were walking around is that it was crazy beautiful. And I know that like is a weird thing to say that made it hard, because beautiful things should be easy to photograph, right? And yeah, it is, but it also felt like it was very difficult to find something to hold on to. As a photographer, like there are a lot of kind of mundane photos that look good. And as a photo reader, as someone who's looking at the photos, be prepared for a photo that can kind of get lost in the mundaneness and stuff. But I just felt like as I was trying to do this, all these photos were just kind of like rice paddy, tree, palm tree, sky. Like they're cool, but there was nothing that was like drawing my interest, nothing that was holding the photo to like start your eye looking for other interesting elements. It was just going to be right off the bat, I don't know. And honestly, I think I took a lot of just kind of mundane and boring photos as we were walking around, and nothing that I'm particularly proud of until I got here. And so as we're walking down, I think it was kind of towards the end of this morning where the light was starting to crest and we needed to head back for breakfast and stuff. So I was heading down, and that's when I walked right into this rice paddy. And that was this one palm tree just leaps out at me. And when I'm making my photos, one thing that I really do try to look for is which element is the hero of this photo. And that can sometimes mean that the hero is a tree. Sometimes it's other things, but it's the one thing that feels different, that feels like the lead subject in an image that then you can build around. And as I had not been able to find that beforehand, I've been finding all these other elements that were interesting, that were fine background characters in a photo, but there was no real lead. This is the first time that I found something that actually I could build around. And so having that one tree that just was being so perfectly lit by the side light coming down over the top of the hill, and then also having it kind of like standing off of the darker areas behind it and below it, that it really just worked out really, really well. And especially to be able to do it on a square format like I was using with my Mamiya 6 and then also on Portra 400 film. It just felt like it actually like came together really well, because there are some photos that are designed to be horizontal. And I think this would have been a really good horizontal, like landscape oriented photo as well, because it would have shown the whole scene really nicely and shown everything about it. But I don't think it would have worked as well in vertical, because I think we would have started to lose some of those side elements and just had maybe too much sky or too much foreground or something. But there's something actually that I think the square format really works really well in this photo, because it gives just enough context on both sides of the image, but not so much context that it takes over or that there's too much of it. It's just like hints of the field, hints of the hill, hints of the other trees, but still maintains your focus on the main subject. And then as a photo reader, hopefully as you kind of get used to seeing that one tree, then your eye is going to kind of get lost in the frame looking at the other things that loop around it. Because being balanced, being center weighted, it does, like, you definitely will start right there in the middle. And the way that it pops off of those things, that's where your eye begins. But the photo then was able to kind of present itself in a way that then when your eye could kind of keep looping around and getting lost in that square format. Then after that, we headed on back and had breakfast. So you've probably heard me say it before, and I'll keep saying it again. I've never once woken up before sunrise and been disappointed. And definitely when you're up in your vacations, rather than fighting that jet lag, it's probably worth embracing it and just doing something cool first thing in the morning. Anyway, see you around.